You cannot create standard operating procedures if you don't know what your business objectives are.
Right. What are you selling? Who are you selling it to, and why?
Yes.
Right?
Yes, it has to be very, very clear. And so all of these things tell a story. And what was really great is when we put them in the pyramid and we started to actually document them, you can see the consistent vein that runs through them, right? Like we believe in excellent customer service. We want to serve our clients really, really well. We also happen to think that we can serve them really, really well because we have an excellent product. And we do a good job of protecting that product and making sure that we only offer what is truly, truly the best. And we do it in such a way that is honoring to ourselves as a team, it's honoring to our clients, and it's honoring to God. So all of those things started to fit really, really well together. So the standard operating procedures, we could get down in the weeds.
Dirty in the weeds.
It was
And
dirty.
if you're a leader, you're only allowed to go there temporarily. You're not allowed to live there. You can just, for a short period of time, go in those weeds.
Yes, totally. And so what we did is we had our project manager here at BELAY that actually worked with each and every leader and each and every team to make sure that every process was documented. Every single one.
Guys, yeah. And we're a fairly large organization with a lot of processes.
Yes, and a lot of different applications, lots of technology that we use. But again, think about bringing somebody new onto the organization, or God forbid, somebody is no longer there in your organization that has been there for a long time. Like, how do you train the next person to do that job? And outside of that, your SOPs are an awesome opportunity to see where there are big gaps and where there are inefficiencies, right?
Inefficiencies,
Oh my gosh,
key
yes.
takeaway for us, right? We uncovered how many micro tasks everything is taking, and it has really allowed us to focus on how do we save time here? How do we shrink this process? How do we add technology or an application to help this process so that our team can be more productive?
Yeah, because some of our processes we actually track by the number of days or the number of hours that it takes to complete something. Again, having really great customer service. We wanted to take a look at that customer journey. And once we were able to put that pen to paper and go, oh yeah, that is where we were able to actually say, hey, how can we carve a day out of this? How can we remove a couple of steps here or there? Or like to your earlier point, how can we create technology or leverage technology to make sure that that's happening?
Yes. And to really get down to the micro detail to make it clear what we're talking about. For example, I'll use sales team as an example for our listeners. So when we're talking about creating SOPs, we're talking about a lead has come in. What happens to that lead? Step 1, it goes to a rotation, is assigned to a salesperson. Step 2, they get an email. Step 3, they get a phone call, right? So we are literally talking about the step-by-step actions that BELAY or our team member is taking for everything. So there's a whole operating procedure on what happens when there's a lead. Then there's a completely separate operating procedure. What happens after they have a sales call, and a separate operating procedure on how to send a contract, and a separate operating procedure on what happens when the contract's signed, what happens when the contract's not signed. So you can easily see for everything you do how you can kind of create this how-to that is so clear for anybody in your organization to read and kind of walk through.
Right. And it gives you as a leader the opportunity to inspect what you expect.